Cool. So we should be live now. I actually have no idea where we got to last time. I think we got a few issues. Well, we've got one pull request outstanding, haven't we?
Yes,
so
yeah. And I did an experiment as well, which I guess we can do.
Yeah, I'll show that. That's pretty cool, actually. GitHub. So let's get the pull request started first. So event fires event when the player wishes to change direction. Yeah, so it's remodeling the kind of how we're dealing with change direction. As before, it used to modify the state directly, which is a bit of a hack because we had to cast it because it was read only.
Yeah. And
now we just raise an event where we want to change direction and actually publish in the direction which we're raising it. Which just then goes into the state machine, and then it just does an action of change direction, which is good. So it just flows on the same route.
There's a few more events I had to ignore in the, sort of there. So during dying, respawning, and dead, we now ignore those 4 events.
Yeah. And you have to wait on loads of stuff because everything's gone async even more. Cool. That's fine. Let's just merge it in. And that's it. So the other thing, let's just pull that down for myself. So David decided to do a little experiment with like an AI PacMan, which is quite cool. I don't know if you've seen this here.
No.
Yeah, this is quite cool. dotnet.
What is amazing though is given there's no random numbers or anything anywhere in this, how it doesn't do the same thing each time.
Well, I guess it depends on your direction, what you run, and it depends on what the ghosts do. So if you do that, if you do the same thing every time, you'll always get the same.
I do the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Must be to do with the times. It must just be slightly,
Yeah, so now, should we turn the noise on as well? I guess
for the full experience.
Full experience of the PacMan noisiness. So now it goes and plays itself. No hands. Yeah, he's actually better at eating the ghosts than me. Like the thing is, I can never catch them, but this seems to run into them when they actually go in your direction. I don't know if that's on purpose.
No, it doesn't. It never actually aims for the ghosts.
All right. It's just so it only eats the ghost by accident then.
Yes.
Oh, you just ran through a ghost.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it's because it respawned. So the ghost died, got eaten, and then it got moved back to the thing.
Right.
Why has it stopped?
It's got glides off the board. It's
Oh yeah, something's going wrong.
Yeah, he's gone through the tunnel and fallen off the board.
Yeah. Yeah, but why is the game closed?
It shouldn't crash.
Yeah, it shouldn't crash. It should just continue playing because I've had him when he ran off the board before.
But it hasn't crashed.
Maybe it's the AI that's crashed.
Yeah, but the animation's still run. Is the renderer on a separate tick?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is the animation of the PacMan and that lot in the rendering?
Yes.
Right. So the AI is hung, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right. Yeah. So everything. Yeah.
So if you quit it and run again, because I've actually had it win, you see. So if you do it a second time.
Yeah, it pretty much it won twice when I ran it. it did die. It had one both times when it completed it. That's exactly the same moves as what it did a minute.
Exactly the same
Yeah,
move.
it is that time. That's strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be different because he's fallen off the board again. We didn't watch him to see where he went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was too busy watching PacMan. Yeah,
So
but that's
the AI presumably is calculating the location of the ghost.
Yes.
So
Blinky is Clyde is now in negative number, isn't he?
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. Yeah.
That's what's crashing it out.
but that's exactly the same gameplay as the first one.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Issue.
Trying to see if it does the same thing again.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, same move.
See, that's a bit different because they did
Oh yeah.
transitioned a bit different at a different time then. But then he's still taking the same route.
Yeah, it will on the whole.
Oh, he died there, same place.
Hang on the.
Then he goes down here.
On the right. It's.
Yeah, this is different. This is gone. Interesting.
Uh-oh.
What do they do at the moment when they're in frightened mode? Do they stay in their?
Hey, wins.
Yeah. Yes, I think that second time is what happened when I ran it twice before.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's weird because the AI is completely deterministic, but it must just be to do with the ticks firing, or maybe we've got a asynchronous event that's not been awaited on, or.
Yeah, then my thought was where trying to think where it is now. I'm looking at completely the wrong code. I'm looking at a version of it about 3 weeks old.
Ah.
Let's go to master. That'd be better. I was trying to think, where is everything?
It's just, but I thought this was quite cool because now we can actually, people could, in theory, build bots for it.
Yeah.
If we did that, so other people could play around and create their own little bot. And I think even if we did it, we could make it so it calls a process and it just pipes in the current state and gets back out their move each time. Because I've seen that with like games where you kind of just like, you can create a bot in any platform. So you could use Node.js, and all you do is just take in the standard in and then load that as the current state, and then pretty much just output the standard out as like the next move.
Yeah.
And then you can keep calling their process, so then they move around. So that's quite cool.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah. I don't really know what we want to work on tonight.
If we did 37.
Yeah, I was going to say that Ghost should be able to,
Then
that fix that problem.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I was just thinking about the AI. I was thinking that it's when they're frightened that they wander randomly, but we didn't implement it, did we?
Did
we?
Oh, maybe we did. Oh, maybe there is a random number in there then.
Because if there was, that would
explain it. Yeah.
Entire solution random. Ghost movement. No, it isn't. Only in the
okay, it can't be that random because I've seen 2 gameplays so far. That winning one and the one where he just runs off board.
The only other thing is whether we've got. I know what it'll be. Ghost chase to scatter, switching from scatter to ghost to chase. we're doing that on time, whereas the rest of the game is running on ticks.
Ah, yes.
So,
Yes.
and considering what I have found generally is the timer is a tad inaccurate.
Yeah, that'd be it.
It could drift, yeah.
Well, you'll notice if you try and change the timer down, if you push it down like, 20 milliseconds, 15 milliseconds, doesn't make the slightest bit of difference.
Yeah.
It just doesn't run any differently.
Oh. That's just stuff on Twitter. I'll stop sharing my sound.
So that could affect it.
Oh, I've pasted live share there.
What did you do to what's the actual code to do it?
So shall I share my screen?
Yeah, go for it.
Share screen.
Oh, wait a minute. I might need to change your permissions.
Oh, okay. I've got a button. Oh yeah, disabled. Yeah.
Oh no, I can't. I'll make host allow. What? Where's? Huh?
It says host is disabled. Participant sharing.
Where's the setting? My Zoom's changed. Wait a minute. There you go. You should be able to share now. All the options have changed. I think they've changed.
Can't share whilst you're sharing.
Oh my god, sad. One second. Where's? There you go.
Share screen. Can you see my screen?
Sure can.
Yeah.
So in the form. What? This is going well.
Have you just updated Visual Studio?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine did that. It was trying to load the form designer.
Ah.
But if you haven't got it installed, then it ain't going to do it.
Yeah, I opened it for me yesterday. That's the weird thing.
You should be able to open the file at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, it took ages to load it the first time. It was almost as if it was installing it. You've got a Form 1 design there, haven't you? So.
Let me close it, I think.
Yeah, I noticed that in your when you commit the code, you added some designer stuff.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so in order to implement it, I put in an extra notification event, which is pre-tick. So when the tick method calls, and that calls our before tick method, and then I check the status is alive, and if we are, then I create an instance of my bot. So bots implement iBot, and you give it the game, and it gives you back the next direction, and you change to use that direction.
Okay.
Exception handling is completely messed up, but because I think it's been called from the state engine or something that's broken that. And then the algorithm is, so I use Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm to calculate the distance to every cell from the current location. I then find the nearest coin to the PacMan.
Calculate the distance to every cell.
Yes.
Okay, right, yeah.
The shortest distance to every cell, yeah.
As a line or as a path?
As a path.
As a path, okay.
Yeah. I then find, so once I've got all those distances, I find the coin which is the nearest.
Okay.
And then I walk backwards from that coin to the PacMan to work out what directions it has to turn. So that gives me the best. And that's sort of the first direction I'd have to turn.
Okay.
I then go off and find where the nearest ghost is.
Yeah.
Also using these distances. And if the ghost is less than 5 cells away and in the same direction, I don't go that way. I just pick another direction.
Right.
So it worked reasonably well, given it's sort of quite straightforward.
Yeah, it's not that complicated, is it?
What did you do for calculate distances?
So that's this code here. So so this is Dijkstra's algorithm. So what you do is you from each cell, you look at all the available moves around that cell, and you assign them a tentative distance, which is the cost to get to that cell plus 1. So the cost to get to the current cell plus 1.
Right.
But if when you're assigning it, you've already visited that cell from a different direction, you assign it the lowest of the two values. Yeah.
Right.
And then you mark that cell as visited.
This there's a name for it, isn't there?
Shortest path. Yeah.
Is it the same? Is it the same? It's the same one they use for navigation, isn't it? There's a proper name, as in I think the guy invented it in there. I can't think what it's called.
Yeah, I think it's just Dijkstra's shortest path.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
And then you just pick the next haven't visited yet, which has got the shortest tentative distance, and then that then becomes your current cell, and you do your calculation again until you run out of cells.
All right. I suppose you could adapt it for when ghosts are in frightened mode and stuff like that.
Yeah, but then I think you always start off with these distances from where you are, and then you just use that when you're looking at ghosts and so on. I think you sort of change this logic downwards.
Yeah.
Because, like, for instance, when I find the nearest ghost, I just find the ghost which nearest ghost. Yeah. So I look over each ghost, but I only look at the ones that aren't edible.
Right.
Because I want to avoid it. Yeah. So you could also change it so if it is edible, then you might want to head that direction out of preference.
Yeah. Based on how long it is till it's inedible.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's quite cool. That.
And it completely ignores portals as well. That's something that could be added in.
Yeah, it gets a little bit complicated, doesn't it, when you put portals in? Because
I was getting these out of bounds before.
The portal would be never kind of. Well, I suppose if you had all the coins on one side, the portal. If you're at that side, the portal is the shortest path sometimes.
Yeah, it's just you have to take that into account when you're working out the distance. Yeah. But it's all right. It's just when you're doing get available moves.
You have to jump. You could jump to the other side of the board, but it's
In fact, it's not that bit. It's when you add. So you get your moves. When you do node plus possible direction, that needs to be portal aware, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose the only other way that's easy to do it is you basically say the portals are out of bounds.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different ball game based on how it's structured.
Yes, it works for our board, but it might not work for other boards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was an interesting diversion last night. So.
Yeah, pretty cool.
You merging it in, or?
I wasn't going to just because. I don't know.
We could do it like it being able to be toggleable between. Yeah, that'd be quite useful.
Yeah.
You could almost put it on a toggle whilst you're playing for it to take over.
Yes.
You press A, it goes into auto.
Goes to A.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
Then you can technically bring it in without it messing anything up.
Yeah, I could do that.
I was just looking at the portal stuff, so I think we can just copy and paste this PacMan one.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's going.
Have we got a live share link, by the way?
I put it in Slack.
So you've done it?
Yeah, it's in Slack.
Oh, yeah.
I was literally going to copy and paste this one and say ghost is teleported when walking into portal. Don't care where. No, wait a minute. We don't really care what this is. This might need to go the way around, actually. So I think when we said when we were doing this, it has to keep going the same direction because they do it twice because the portal, you don't land on the portal, you have to land through the portal and then skip a step, don't they?
Yes.
So it goes just after. We can't get always going right. Battery. Okay, and batteries in my mouse are going again. It certainly happens like when I'm like, you know, I call when I'm doing something.
Okay, my live share isn't opening anything.
Davidson.
Yeah, I've connected.
So if we have the go set and 2 is going right. We want in. Okay. Oh, actually, we should put it in favor, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I think so. Portal entrance or something.
Okay, so if you have that at 2, that can be the entrance to it.
Yep.
And the exit can pop out at 1, 2.
Well, you can put it a bit further away.
Yeah, it might be better to put it further away.
Yeah. So presumably the ghost starts at the entrance.
Well, it's going right into it. The ghost is going right on this one. So if you actually put it.
Okay.
To the left of it.
So if you put that at 10, so it's far as right as possible, the entrance, then we can put this as like plus.
Dot left, don't we? Can we do dot left?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Is it left? Yes.
Yeah.
And then we should, if we put this as we pop out, down at 1.
Portal exit.
1, 5 or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or even that.
Go. Either.
Yeah. That's fine.
So then it's underneath it. And then we should appear. This is actually the wrong place.
Portal exit, add portal exit right, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Location here. Or some ghosts.
I know. I always just type ghost in first and then take it out afterwards.
That actually location. I think it's location.
No, you should just be able to use equality on that. So you should be able to do location equals portal exit dot right. That all starts to be quite nice like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's quite good. Now we can just not have to have magic numbers everywhere.
Yeah, we don't need this score stuff, do we? I can go.
No, I just got a copy and paste it from someone published. We don't need to change direction either. We don't really care where PacMan is. Well, we probably do actually, technically.
As long as he's nowhere around
Not
there.
he's nowhere near.
So you got unlimited minutes now.
That was nice of you.
Maybe to extend your meeting.
Rate it.
What? Did you just get an error on Zoom?
No, we've got messages saying we've got unlimited minutes.
Well, I got this saying Zoom cannot extend your free meeting at this time.
Oh.
Your meeting will end when the duration reaches 40 minutes. What's that mean? Like, what?
Oh, yeah, it said to us that we had been extended.
Yeah.
So we'll be all right. Only you.
Doesn't make any sense. Okay, yeah, so that failed because it's still going. Expect a member to be 2.5, but found 10.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I'd expect that to. I'd expect that to be 11.1 because it's going right, or goes right.
Unless it's got jammed on it.
Oh no, because it's left to this. He's not watching the portal yet. So yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
So he's not at 9.1. He walks. He goes to 10.1. He's in the portal, but he's not actually gone anywhere.
I wonder if we have to tick twice.
No, we don't have to tick twice because he should move twice. So he should hit the portal and then walk on again. And that's how because we implemented it like that because we wanted it. Well, we wanted the entrance and exit to flip over, so it was both sides.
Yes, that's right.
But the problem with that is you kind of have to add another thing on, so that it'd even better if the exit was where you ended up.
Yeah.
But I think because of how the board works,
you can then go left. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Now
so this portal, this would have to be like 1 and then 1, and this would be 2 and 2. So you actually end up in them locations.
Yeah. You'd have to keep track of whether the previous move was to teleport, otherwise you did it.
Yeah. No, because I think if we actually change these to be like that says 1 and that says 1 and that said 2 and that was 2. If you landed in, I know you wouldn't need to. You need to know the entrance and exit, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. To each one. So you
it's
need
just
to
the problem is when you teleport from that left one, you'd expect to appear one. If you had the teleports on the board, then you'd expect to land on that teleport.
Yeah. So
and then the following tick, you wouldn't know why you were there. Were you there because you just walked onto it, or were you there because you landed on it?
Yeah. So in this scenario, we walk here. We're walking, so we're like here, then we're there, and then we walk onto the teleporter. And as soon as you walk onto the teleporter, we end up here. But then we also move again to get here.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's how the PacMan one works. Yeah. And it's because I think we did it like that because of these things where we don't have an entrance and an exit really. We just have 2 points, which is okay. I think it'd be better if you actually had an entrance and exit, and actually then we could actually have multiple. We could actually have multiple portals. So you could actually have a portal down here, which goes up here, and it just takes you to that spot. So as soon as you walk into it, you end up there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we get this passing first, and then we can think about that maybe. Because how we've got it at the moment, it works how PacMan works.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
Yeah, there's a few other rules on that because you can't have the teleport on the same side of the map either. So if you had a teleporter, if both the entrance and exit of the teleporter were on the left-hand side, you'd fall out of the map.
Yes. Yeah, I think maybe leave it as it is because it does work. It's just
yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
we've got a failing test.
Somebody's saying, hey, how's it going? Black hyphen. Hi, Black hyphen. Yeah, we got a failing test. So if you want to implement it, it should be in game actions, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think so.
It should remove ghosts, I think. Move PacMan.
On the move, won't it?
Move ghosts.
Yeah,
No,
move
yeah.
goes. Yeah.
Oh, ghost knows how to move. Oh, okay. So that gets the current.
Yeah,
I suppose we don't really care about that. We only care about
Yeah.
this bit in here.
Yeah, because we
I
don't.
know-
Well,
I know,
what
wait a minute,
are the
this-
rules
this-
about? When does it go? I don't know. I guess we just get the test to pass, don't we? That's what we do.
you kind of. I'm thinking.
I think if we get the test pass, it won't make any difference because the strategy at the moment makes him fall into the portal anyway. So we don't really care. We care about the strategy working out
No.
using the portal. I think we just care about actually doing that the right direction.
You need to do a.
It'd be quite cool if the actual cell locations were kind of portal aware. So when you did the left, it actually went into
Yeah.
round. But I don't know how you'd do that because you'd have to, the cell would have to always know about
The game.
all the,
Yeah.
yeah.
I never get the IntelliSense first time round.
You have to open and close it a few times.
Yeah. So I'm checking if it's in the portal. And if it is,
There's the PacMan code, if that helps.
okay. If we get the.
Oh my God, don't we
I suppose
have,
we can do.
I don't think we have access to the portal in the ghost.
No, we don't have it in game, do we? Because I noticed that when I was doing the AI stuff.
No, it was only on the settings.
Yeah, we need to add it to game, I think.
Well, we could have it to game.
Yeah, everything else is on game. So
This
You
move,
do that twice. You're doing that there, aren't you?
the move could return a direction though, and then we could apply that direction onto the ghost ourselves outside of this instead.
What you think? You return the move?
Return the direction because we've got the direction, don't we? Because that's
the
all we care
only
about.
thing is for the AI, it would be useful to know about the portals. In which case, it would have to be added to game for that.
Well, it's not going to be read only, isn't it? We could just add it.
Yeah, it's just a question of doing that. So.
Are you adding it? Oh, shall I add it? Read only dictionary.
It keeps jumping up and down whilst I'm typing.
I'm just going to create a numpty test inside of.
Okay. And I'll change
sounds-
the PacMan to use the new. Oh no, maybe not.
Leave it like that at the moment until we have something.
Well, I'll add the test in a second, actually. So we should be able to just get this from.
Have you got a game with?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, game's got portals right now. Anyway. New goes is that if it's a portal, then add it again. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Other end. Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
That should work.
Now you've got to force it through the portal.
I don't have format.
That's better.
Yep.
Yeah, mine just don't format as a type.
No.
Reason.
Guess.
Can teleport.
Can teleport. Oh, that's what I
Yeah.
got. Or
Yep.
maybe. I was just going to add the test on the delegating test of passing the thing around. Is this all like a dictionary? That's going to be the key. How do I do this in here? Do that? It's like. Is that even possible? Okay.
I think that's work.
This is a dictionary. Oh, that should read on the dictionary. Oh, wait a minute. Why is that? Oh, this is a game settings. The test fonts.
Yeah, it's the same structure.
Yeah.
I've changed games, so your test should fail.
Cool. Am I like? Oh, that's because that's plotted. Yeah, you can do it like that. I don't really use it like that much, so when I new dictionaries.
I've never used it like that. I then accidentally used it like that because I think ReSharp refactored it.
All right. It's very JavaScript.
Why did that pass?
I should say.
Change
Games.
one of the, I was going to say change one of the numbers and see whether it's the dictionary passing.
Because I've commented out the.
Oh yeah.
It's saved.
Oh yeah, I think it did. I would say that. Oh, we got two pens. Oh yeah, we all that 2 pens. That's right.
Oh yeah, the other one failed as well.
Yeah. Found an empty collection. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Go back in.
Yeah.
So the Go should use the portals now. That means we can knock off the ticket. Should I close this now?
Yeah. Yep.
I'll take them as well. So you know in the ghost, why don't we just return back the actual direction here, and then we won't need to know Well, we still thinking about game, but then we do the moving outside of here. Did we have that before?
Do the moving out of there. So
I suppose it doesn't make any difference now, does it?
all you're going to do is encapsulate it in another method just for one usage, aren't you?
Yeah, I was just thinking like the PacMan moving is now done in here, isn't it? Because David moved that out. So PacMan doesn't actually really move. We just get its location and stuff. I just don't know if you want to do this.
Do the same.
That's what I do.
Yeah, because I guess PacMan knows nothing about game, but now Ghost sort of does.
Well, the Ghost still needs to know about game to know where to move. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So this needs to still be here. But I was thinking we could actually just return the direction, and then this just goes and moves here. But I suppose it's all right. Yeah, to be fair, it's pretty obvious what it's doing. Just move in.
Yeah.
Let's return the Ghost, which is moved. So I suppose it was less. Well, I suppose it made more sense when it was outside when game didn't have portals because we weren't using them. But I think that's fine.
Okay.
It should just fine. Is there another issue you wanted to knock off of here? I noticed that there's the issue where the Ghost doesn't transform back to being non-edible. I don't know if you've noticed that when you run the game.
It doesn't.
Yeah, so if I play the game now.
Is that because we never got round to doing it?
I don't know if you didn't do it or. So if you wait for a Ghost. Oh,
do you find it doesn't always respond to the key presses as well?
It's almost like the key press is a tick behind.
Oh.
We might want to move it up in the sequence of in the state machine, so it's done earlier.
Yeah, so Timmy is still edible.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, yes.
So you can just keep eating him in the same
Yes,
one.
you're right. Yeah.
So that's the issue. I don't know if you wrote that down. Fast speed, like I said, bring it. No, we didn't do that.
No.
But I didn't think we had something for that anyway. So for the Ghost being,
It'd be after the transition time, because we do it with all of them.
Ghost home when playing after PacMan at even powered by Phil. So we check the go to the home location. I guess we don't check the.
No, I don't think we did it. I think because we ran out of time at the end of that session.
All Ghosts should stay in the same location when transitioning to non-edible.
Yeah, but that's after the time for the power pills expired.
Oh, okay. So we just need this test.
Yeah.
Again for.
Yep.
I don't think we need so many Ghosts this time.
Yeah, having one Ghost might do.
Ghosts. Go home after become edible.
Inedible.
In non-edible. After collides with PacMan after eating powerful.
I was thinking about the Ghost because there's only one of them. Oh,
sorry. I tried to rename something and it just went.
Oh, okay.
Well.
Yeah. The Ghost becomes non-edible. I don't know. Maybe we do want two Ghosts to make sure the other one doesn't.
Okay, we can do that. That's pretty easy to. We just put him
somewhere else.
like far below.
Yeah.
A bit below. Is that the way? You just have like one that says out way.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking that.
Smooth is sort of placed miles away from PacMan.
Yeah, cell location dot far away. Yeah.
We had PowerPoint next to PacMan. Start the game. Change direction. So as that. So I think, yeah, so that's right. So we just want to test that edible.
Yeah.
Edible is false. And goes to is still edible.
In which case, I'm just thinking of a better name. And it will cover the other one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so one's.
Half of it should fail.
Yeah, so one's only one edible is false.
Yeah.
Well, one, yeah, the one, yeah, you know what I mean.
The game state machine, I think.
When.
Yeah, ghost collision when editable.
Ghost collision. If.
So presumably this bit has to become a set of instructions now.
You can just spend more bends on that as well. You don't have to.
Oh, can you? Ah, okay. I wasn't sure about the if bit, how that worked.
Yeah, so you just do that another then on this.
Okay.
So you can just do.
So you just, okay. Okay, yeah, that's better.
Oh, this is going to be.
Well, it's just going to be make ghost edit. Can be, and we called it before make ghosts.
That ghost. Oh, maybe should we just make ghost edible?
Or is inedible? I just wondered what we called it last time.
Non-edible.
Yeah, not edible. Okay.
Or not.
Yeah.
Do we not? Oh,
Is make ghost not edible?
We used that before.
We got ghost plural.
Oh, okay. So on actions.
Yeah.
Make ghost not edible.
You have to do.
So if you just copy and paste that one, and then change that to ghost. This just needs the stuff inside, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it needs the. Needs that. Hang on, I'll just copy in the whole thing and change it. Might be easier. Put that in there, and then. goes to
yeah, we feel like we should have a apply to only ghost. Oh,
yeah.
apply to ghost. Forgot that twice. The problem is it has to update the whole dictionary into actions is not defined in. It says this is not defined. Ghost, not. Oh yeah, ghost. Let's clear that. Works.
Are we going to refactor it before you commit it? Or?
I'll commit it and then refactor it.
Okay.
Ghost. Once. Okay. I'll refactor that.
So on game state, we want a new method then, don't we? Which is apply to ghost.
Okay. I think it's going to do the same thing as what we've got. I think we just check the name, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just need the action here instead.
Yeah.
So
That just takes in ghost, isn't it?
yeah, that's the current ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You have to do the same thing for mole, except for this one, you're just checking that it's the.
Yeah, and I just wondered whether to not call the existing method, but I suppose like.
What this?
Doesn't seem particularly efficient, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
But it's still going to be quite inefficient because you've still got to go through all the values.
Yeah.
And put them back in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess creating a anonymous function is not going to be much in the scheme of things, is it?
Nah. We should probably make it the same size as what was there before, though.
Yes.
So just not allocating loads or not enough.
Yeah. Right, so we just need to call that then.
It's just that lander in there.
Yeah, and then the ghost itself. That's it, isn't it? Yep.
Let's save everything. Just make sure it's saved. Have I shared the console?
No, not yet.
Where's my share? Which one is this one? Integrated. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Guess commit.
Yep.
Do you want to commit? Nice. So, do you want to look at any of these ones? Make goes. Display direction.
You could do 56, but if you can do 56, you probably ought to do 65 first.
65.
65 is Ghost should be at half speed when right.
Oh yeah. I thought that was annoying. To be fair, when you play, you can't ever catch up with it. Go. Yeah. You have to kind of. I think that's why your bot works better, because it's not actually trying to chase.
Yes.
It's not actually trying to chase one of the ghosts. It's literally just ending up just running in front of, like, into the same direction as them.
Yeah.
Just as a side thing, in Game State Machine 55.
The line 55 in Game State. Yeah.
Game State 55. Is it worth moving that player that wishes to change direction to before move PacMan?
Oh yeah, is it because that one?
Okay, yeah.
And if we move it, is it going to break anything?
Well, we'll find out.
It's just going to go there instead.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Take the whole line out. No, passes.
Try running it, see if it's any. If it feels different.
I don't think it will, because I think the problem is we change direction straight away. I think we might need to like buffer the change the direction or something, because you have to change direction actually when you're on that cell, don't you?
I wonder whether we'll trap in the wrong key event, and instead of doing key down, we do key press, or the other way around.
It's on the form.
Yeah, on form 1. Yeah.
I think it's all right, isn't it? The key press.
Key down. I can't play who these are. Let's Google what the event means. Key down, key press, key up.
So you want one that fires repeated events, I think.
This event is risen as soon as the user presses the key on the keyboard. It repeats while the user keeps the key depressed. It repeats while the user keeps the key depressed.
Well, key
down does, yeah.
You should only fire once when it goes down.
Well, this is not the official documentation, but this is what it says. It says this event is raised as soon as the user presses the key on the keyboard. It repeats while the user keeps the key depressed. What do you mean depressed?
First, whilst to keep it held down, it fires like an auto repeat. Like if you do it, but that won't make sense because when will the key up event fire?
As soon as the user releases a key.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's right. I think key down should fire as you press the key, and key up as you take your finger off. That's what I'm going for.
That's what I would have expected, but
let's get to the visual documentation.
Yeah.
Some of these randomness. Methods.
Is it? It's an event, isn't it? No.
Well, it's a method because you override it. Key. On key press, that was. This is an event. Yeah, it is an event. We're not override it. Okay.
But it's not an on. It's not an on key. It's an override, isn't it, of the key down?
This is not an override. This is linked into. This is linked into event. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that it was an override we put in there, but it's not. That's what we named it. Key press occurs when a character space or backspace key is pressed while the control has focus.
Yep. So that sounds like it only fires once, that one.
Key down occurs when the key is pressed while the control has focus. What? Just really tell me.
Hang on this.
Yeah, I think key down's right.
There's a preview key down. What's preview key down mean? Occurs before the key down event when the key is pressed while the.
That's split second, isn't it?
Fine.
That's so you can intercept it before it fires a key down, isn't it? Probably.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like it should be key down.
Yeah. It just seems like it's not firing a second time, but maybe it is.
Although it shouldn't need to fire a second time because you can't stop.
But you can't turn to face the wall, can you?
Oh, we can check. By just like, yeah, so it must be, yeah. So if I go left, I'm pressing up now. Pressing up, yeah. It just
it does
yeah, it constantly calls it.
Okay, that's all right then. I just didn't think it was. It just, when I was playing it earlier, it seemed like it never faced a different direction.
David, you've paused, by the way.
Oh yeah, I think I've been paused for a while actually. How do I fix that?
In a good pose.
How do I unpause? Stop video. Stop video.
Yeah, so I think it does get every single.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right. I just don't think it can't change direction if it's facing a wall though. So you have to be in that square before you can change that direction.
Yeah, because what we've done is it's moving sideways. No, it changes direction. If you press up, if you're going left and you press up, PacMan has changed direction, hasn't it? The next.
No, only if it can.
Yeah, you have to be in that square, don't you? I think
we've stamped it when you run when you actually do a change direction,
and we check to see if there's a wall.
we raise the event, player wishes to change direction, and we change direction.
Mm.
We force the new direction, whatever. So if you...
Do we? I thought we didn't if there's a wall in the way.
No, we don't. I don't think we changed.
We still stamp the new direction down. Oh, hang on. No, on player wishes to change direction.
Yeah, I don't think we. It's on game actions now.
And then what happens to it?
Yeah, we don't change direction if there's a wall there. We only change direction if they're not. And I think the reason why is you have to get into the space before you change direction, don't you?
Yeah.
So it feels a bit like you have to move into the space, change direction when you've changed it. So it works when you just press up. I think it's because you're pressing up before you're in the space. So if I hold...
If you press up now and let go.
If I press up like there, it doesn't do anything, it just hits the wall. But if I go back and then go up here,
keep it held.
It just goes, so I've got it held upwards now. And
So
it goes,
it's forgetting the change. If you press it before you get into the space, it's forgetting it for the next move, as it were.
I think it's going to depend on which event, whether the keyboard event fires before the timer ticks, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, if you press right, it's like then I pressed right and it missed it because I'm hitting the wall, so it just gets rid of it.
Yep.
So like then, I think it's when if you press and hold it, it works. But if you try to play when you hit the corner, it misses sometimes. Like then.
Yeah.
So if you're on the bottom line, let's get down to the bottom. If you go to the bottom and go either left or right, doesn't matter which way, get down there. So if you start going right, okay. Then if you hold down up now before you get there, does he turn when he gets there?
Yeah.
You hold up now.
Hold it now. It's holding up.
Yeah.
It would work straight away.
So
I think it is pressing the hole in it works. It's when you go into it. So as you're running and you're in that thing, like then, like it's just delayed. So it's like you go into the square and then it has to have another tick before it gets there, I think.
In which case, it might be doing a key up, key down on the first press. And then, like they said, it fires multiple times. Like if you're in an input box, you get one key, and then you get pause, and then off it goes, filling in multiple times. Unless it is actually doing that.
Yeah. Hey.
It'd be interesting to see what's firing.
And I wonder if you can change the rate at which it fires as well.
That's a system thing, really, isn't it? The rate at which it doesn't auto-repeat. If that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
Can we write something out to the console when the change direction fires, and just see what's happening? Just do like a debugger. Just push it out on the debugger and just see how often it actually fires.
Well, this changed direction.
When the event changed direction. Not so much, not that one, the one outside of that scope, as in where we're trying to change it.
Well, the form one, this one.
Yeah.
This one, where it is. This here, this one.
Well, or the end result of that, whichever way, doesn't matter where, but just see whether it does fire multiple times.
This one's firing multiple times because when you press and hold it up, it wouldn't be able to change direction.
No, it wouldn't. So it is.
So it's firing all the time because when you press up, it's hitting it's literally just sending it all the time.
Yeah.
So what we could do is instead of calling change direction from key down, we could do it before. You know, I added that pre-tick event. That could check to see whether the key's pressed.
Yeah, but the pre-tick is not your. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. Pre-tick is from the game, isn't it?
Yeah. So before we do anything, we say, is the key pressed? If so, we fire the change direction event.
You haven't got pre-tick in here.
No. It's in the special branch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want to look at this issue now, or are we going to do a different one?
Yeah, do a different one.
Yeah.
I think we should do the ghost one. Seems like a sensible one to do.
Yeah.
So you can actually the speed.
The speed one sounds interesting. Yeah.
Ghost should be half speed when frightened. Yeah.
So that's the number of ticks it takes for it to move.
Yeah, and I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need we'll probably break some tests now, won't we?
I think it should be.
Any of the tests where they're frightened. Depending on what we've got.
This is where we regret not having a velocity vector.
Well, we could still do that and add that in to say they should move every 100 milliseconds.
No, I was thinking instead of direction, we should have had a vector, which is amount you move up and amount you move.
You move based on the time delta.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So then you'd yeah. So if it was catching up with itself, you'd say yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a big change though. I think.
Yeah, everything's got to go to decimals then, doesn't it?
Mm.
Which is doable, but it's like.
Yeah. No, let's just go for the easy solution to get the
all
test to pass.
all tests fail then, don't they?
Yeah, every test would have to change. Anywhere we ticked would have to.
So alternate ticks then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So should we move him 4 times and check to see whether he's moved 2 cells?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Then it doesn't matter whether he's on the odd tick or the even tick.
This is just when he's frightened.
Yeah.
So we can chop some of this out. Yeah, so let's get this. Should
Goes
goes.
moves at half speed.
Move at half speed, yeah.
So we'll chuck the other ghost away, can't we?
Yeah, I don't think we need the other ghost. I think that's pointless. And we can just move the.
We check that the other one was moving at full speed, do we? Nah.
We know that from the other test, won't we? Everything else would fail if.
Yeah. So you can get rid of that. We just put it like 2 below it. We're going right. So we just expect it to be. So you're ticking 3 times, so it should go right twice, not 3 times.
Yeah, it's probably better to do 4 because depending on which half of the tick it's on, 3 times could move twice, or could move once, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, well, you need 5 ticks in that anyway, because you need to eat the pill first.
Oh, we're going to go for pill and everything.
Yeah, so you eat. Well, we can't.
5
We
tick.
We have to eat the pill to make the ghost go into that state.
Yeah.
So that's the tick to eat the pill, and then the ghost goes slow.
4 moves. So he should be at. Did we do change direction?
Yeah,
No,
change direction. Change direction.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
No, we haven't done that ticket yet, have we?
We haven't
The
done
one he
that.
changes direction when he has a state change.
So he's going to be at go start. Get rid of that one.
Let's change one of the. I thought I changed one of these.
This is what?
I thought I just changed one of the tests to actually do the location.
Yeah, it's.
Is that? I just changed it wrong. Did I change one?
Yeah. 408.
Edible ghost moves, half speed. I thought I changed the assertion to say location is. The location should now be.
There's
Ghost start right.
There's no other code changed in the file, so it should be right.
We don't need.
Should it be right? So you'll move right once on the first tick.
Yeah.
Then again, miss one. Then again, miss one.
Yeah. So this should end up with right to the current start position.
Yeah, I'm thinking right. Another right. You'll move right on the alive tick.
Right on the. Oh yeah.
Then you'll move right and right.
Yeah, before you get the pill. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because he does move first, doesn't he, before he flips.
We don't need this tick now, do we? This one here. That's for when he was. I don't think we need that anymore. We don't need either of these, do we?
No, not really.
I don't think. I think.
We only really need them if it fails.
Yeah.
So I think that should fail the test.
Yeah.
And it's only editable ghosts, isn't it? If we eat a ghost, then he goes back to normal speed. Yeah.
Go back to normal speed. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a state on the ghost then.
Right. So back into.
So it's got to be in the ghost class in that case.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a move.
Yeah. So we could have a count of ticks since we last moved. And if we're an edible ghost and the count is 1, then we don't do anything.
Yeah, well, just keep counting the ticks. Keep counting the amount of times we've moved. And if it's, divided by 2.
Yeah, maybe that's easiest, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to add an extra property anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
Or
it's either that or
we have a property on the tick itself.
You have a
if the move has passed in the number of ticks that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Would be the other way of doing it, wouldn't it?
Well, so have a tick on the game.
Yeah. So then you'd write something like
Game dot tick.
Yeah. Game dot number of ticks mod 2 equals 1 or whatever. And then return.
Yeah.
As well as being a good,
I'll maybe return this.
State. Post dot.
Edible.
Edible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just edible because you're in the ghost already. So it's just edible.
Just do edible, can't you? Yeah, of course you
Yeah.
can. That's probably why we're working.
Yeah, it still needs to be game there.
Yeah, sorry, did I delete that by accident?
Yeah, that's right. So we could do that. That saves adding more state to the ghost.
Well, if you add more state, it means every time you new up a new ghost, we've got to pass that state round again as well, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad because you've got those with methods. It's only half a dozen code changes. But...
So every time the tick method's called, we're just going to add.
Yeah.
Just update some into here.
So just put a tick on that.
Yeah.
Have to go public, won't it? Tick counter.
Yeah, tick counter might be better.
Right, what did you call it?
I'll rename it to tick counter. It's fine. I like tick counter.
Yeah.
I'll even try and format it. Tick. Where's tick? On, where's tick?
Yeah.
Do we do it there?
Well, the tick it raises the tick event there.
So we've got a method that updates the tick onto game state, don't we? Is that the place to do it? So the state machine calls an action.
Oh, yeah, on that internal tick. No.
Yeah.
That we think.
Does game state have to? Where
I think if you look at the game state machine.
Yeah, I remember doing that. So every time on any state,
Yeah,
we
the very first event in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
record
last tick.
Yeah, so you could just put it in that method.
Yeah.
And then just have it in here. Yeah, so so we better to move it to the game state in here, and then on that method of record last tick, just increment the number of ticks, and then we can use that, and that works.
Put it in the game state rather than in the game.
Yeah.
I'll take it back out.
Does that mean we're gonna have to pass game state to that move method then? That's probably
either that or delegate it from the actual game to game state, whichever. Well, what does it need from the? Does it need the whole game for the thing?
It needs ghosts and PacMan.
So does the state anyway, right? Oh no, walls is not on state.
No.
Yeah, so. Yeah, we'll just push it through. I guess it's read only anyway, so if you push it through, you can't modify it.
Might be useful for the API, the front end, anyways.
What ticks?
Yeah, it might be.
It seems very internal thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You could just. It's just we can just pass in the state as a read only state. And just use that in that method.
Let's do that. Let's pass the state in as well. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it on state.
So if you pass in,
Was it iGame state or something? read only game state.
I think you're following me.
Yeah, I'm following you. I follow David now. So
we're going to put the tick counter on the state.
Game state, yeah.
That's convenient.
Okay, that's on there.
That should be done.
I'm sure I call it tick counter.
Yeah. But it needs to be on the interface as well. There's just a gap.
Yeah.
So game state is actually one which is modifiable, and then we have I read only game state, which is the read only version of it, which we expose out to the game.
Okay, it's on there now.
So that's fine. And then did you update the method on game state?
The
game state inside of
I read only game state is less accessible than ghost.move.
Oh,
I read.
why is
It's
Ghost?
internal. Ghost
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so because ghost.move can be internal.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
If that is probably incorrect anyway. Yeah, because it's only reference from internal.
Yeah, we don't reference any tests.
To be fair, a lot of this probably could just be the
I'm just
more closed scope than just being public. I think it's just the default public. That will laugh.
yeah.
And then, did you update this one? Did you say?
If we've run the test, haven't we? Failed, yeah. We have done that, right?
Yeah. Where's the bit where we code the ticks?
Ticks is
last week. This one, yeah. So in here we need to change this. Does this need to be thread safe, or do we not care?
Not sure.
Because if you update the in, you'll just get the incorrect value being set. So if it does get called twice, and it's 1, we'll get 2 instead of 3. What do we care?
Probably not if that's the worst it's going to do.
Well, to change that, you just use the interlock exchange, interlock
Yeah.
increment.
Yeah.
Interlocked.
Well, certainly. Well,
Oh, you just.
it's probably all right because it's the first thing that fires on our timer. So
It's just that if anything else backs up, right, and it's trying to process something, and then that timer ticks again,
yeah.
then you can end up with duplicate ones.
I don't think you'd have 2 writing at once, but you could have somebody reading while you're writing.
Well, that's fine to read in this instance. This is just if you want to increment it. So if you've got two things incrementing 1, it could end up being just 2, not 3.
Yeah.
And that's because the tick could be like a tick could fire, and then it's processing some stuff, and it doesn't finish until we. But then again, this is the first thing where it's going to.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's the first thing that happens. So.
And technically, if this tick fires and it's fired again before it's finished.
Yeah, it would be incorrect. But it is just doing that dot increment and then
ref.
It would just work for. Or it needs to be a field.
Yeah.
It's like that, so too.
Yeah, certainly I found the time was firing loads of times when I was debugging the AI bot. Got a bit annoying.
What is this?
41. 41, is it? Yeah, 41.
Passes.
Once you've run the game.
You catch it.
Catch the guys. That's what's good in here. Come get me. Oh yeah, they do get slower. Seem to go ultra slow. Yeah, so I can't catch up with it. I feel like the game should be a bit faster in general, anyway.
That's easy to solve, isn't it? We can just change the tick. Inform in it.
Game block. Game block. This one. So let's change it to 100.
It's not inform.
I've just got it. It's in the game clock.
Yeah, the one informs just CUI.
Yeah, just the UI.
This is where it blows up because we got like concurrency issues. Oh yeah, that seems a bit. That seems like ultra fit. I think that's a bit too fast now. I can't. Maybe somewhere between them two values. 150. Trial and error. I can't. Yeah, it's hard to move actually.
Yeah, probably a little bit fast still.
That's not too bad. It's too low. You can either go slightly now.
Yeah.
Let's commit that. Found it.
Right, that goes on there, guys.
Right.
Whilst we're on frightened,
What did the random change direction?
I've stuck 66 in that is just removed randomly.
Oh, right, okay.
What's that?
Yeah, maybe we should do 57 before we do that one.
Yeah, because it's gonna.
We probably want to get the test right for that first.
They should change direction. That should be changed direction on any state change.
Yeah.
So you've paused the game, David.
No. It's better pose this time. Yeah.
Some of my Mac used to, and the internal camera used to just freeze all the time. Ghost should change direction when PacMan eats. So that's on any state change.
There's any state change.
So we've got
from frightened to edible, not edible.
Oh, so they're just the game states then. Yeah.
Are they the game states?
Yeah, they're just these ones, aren't they? So on scatter and then alive. Yeah. So if they're just on all them ones.
So scatter to chase, or chase to scatter, or anything to edible, they should all reverse. Do they reverse when they go edible? I don't know. I'm going to go have a look.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, when they go edible, they do reverse. But I think we should be able to just do it in here, saying when we go from one to the other.
One to the other.
Well, when entering ghost chase, does go reverse ghost.
Yep.
Well, that's implementation. You do need either a test. Let's just changed nothing. Okay. Is that going to break the rest of our test though?
Yep.
Yeah, it is when they change to edible as well.
So when they get to between scatter and chase, they check. Well, any of them change between each other.
Yes.
Yeah. So scatter, chase, or frightened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the implementation is straightforward. It's going to take longer to write the test, I think.
Yeah.
This does go opposite. What's this one? Yeah. So we did do chase. Chase goes opposite. Scatter goes opposite.
So it does.
So it's just we just need to do that one. Edible.
Yeah. So edible just doesn't. I think. Yeah. I think maybe we did. Yeah. I think we must have done it at some point.
Yeah.
So I think we just updated maybe the test which I was doing the edible one, maybe.
Yep. Yep. I think so.
And then just make it so that one just works correctly then. But then that is probably going to break some of the ones, yeah.
Break a few of them.
Yeah. Then the edible.
Although a lot of them are on Ghost Goes Right strategy anyway, so they're not going to break that much.
Yeah. Yes.
Ghost goes home after collides with. All ghosts should stay in the same location when transitioning to non-edible. Non-edible. Oh, that means you all go into. What's that? Testing?
Which I think that was because we wrote another one that made them go home when they got eaten. So that one just when one gets eaten, that they don't all go home.
Oh, okay. Should mean it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because when they went to edible, they all went home. All ghosts should return to non-edible after 7 seconds. Ghosts do not start as edible. Ghosts. Okay, so I think ghosts should return to non-edible after 7
We should have changed directions, shouldn't we?
I don't think. All ghosts should remain in location. So that's just eating a pill, and it's just saying the ghosts are still the same place where it was before. All ghosts should stay in the same location when transitioning.
Oh, I think maybe the test is on PacMan. Or maybe we had a power pill test or something.
Oh yeah, we do have power pill tests. Yeah.
Test because that's the only one that we don't implement it on. Could it be on the strategy test? No, it's not on strategies. Did we not test it?
I don't think we've got a test of direction. I think we just check that they're edible, and that's it. We don't care what they're doing.
How can we?
These ghosts should change to edible when PacMan eats power pill. They're just changing that they change to edible.
Yeah, we just want to copy that test then, don't we?
PacMan eats. Do we have direction exposed by ghost? Is the direction here?
Oh, that's a...
Yeah. So we should know. So I think it's literally just copying.
Yeah.
Where's it gone? Powerful test. Yes, I think it's literally just copying this test. And then changing, all ghosts should change direction when PacMan hits a power pile.
Yep.
Where the direction then? They're left. They're left, but they're standing still.
Yes, that's fine, isn't it? So we just check it's now right.
Well, we could do each one, I suppose, and say one's. Well, if you have 4 ghosts. Oops. Then we can say each one of these ghosts. So if I create this dictionary.
Yeah, I think the code to that code to change direction possibly slipped through because there isn't a commit for it either.
Are you doing it like that?
Direction.
Are you doing it all in one? I'll get with that.
Yeah, I was just doing it all in one.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
So this. Oh, you already changed them left.
Yeah, I've changed them. Yeah.
Left, right, down, up. Oh, that's confusing. Left, down. Oh, wait a minute. We can just do the opposite, can't we? So if we pull these out. Right, down, up. Down, up. Right. What's that? Needs that importing. Yeah. Guess that should just fail. Oh. Maybe it doesn't like that. What does that say? A ghost. I thought that would actually work. Oh, should be able to cover that too. Just checking that they're all dictionary.
Ah.
That shouldn't say, that should be just ghost. Oh, there you go. Should be right. Expected it to be right, but was left. Expected to left, but was right. Yeah, so there you go.
I think all we need to do in Ghost is change our with new edible method to be
Direction as well.
Yep, and direction.
And it's only when it.
Yeah, so that one maintains its current direction.
Yeah, this direction, that opposite.
Yep.
See if anything breaks.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like there's any test for that. No, this works. It's just yeah, Phil. Ready. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. That's what it needs to.
Amazing. It's nice.
Okay. Yeah, I found the old scattering the old switch direction. We didn't put any tests in at the same time.
Yeah, I think we might have spoke about it actually. If I and thought we probably shouldn't do it because we need to do something later. Guess
We
change
did it.
direction.
We did when we did the chase. So we wrote the switching from scatter to chase, and we just shoved the direction change in with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Cool.
Took me a while to find it with the refactoring.
Oh.
Okay, so that's that one done.
At the scoreboard, the score.
Score for the ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a nice one.
Scoreboard. Increase the score. This one.
Yeah.
This is going to be on Ghost or PacMan.
Yeah.
It's a bit confusing where things should live now because there's stuff bridged over both of them. Maybe they should just live on game.
What's that?
Like, you know, like some of the things, like some things are quite like, this is about the pill. This is about the ghost. But this one's about, I suppose it's from the PacMan's point of view. So PacMan eats a ghost. Maybe we should, maybe the test should always, because it could go with the living ghost or it could live in PacMan.
Yeah.
But I suppose the action is the PacMan is doing this. The PacMan is eating the ghost.
Yeah. Rather than the ghost has been eaten by the PacMan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe that's how the test should. Because a lot of the tests are crossing over like multiple like kind of parts of the game now.
Where did we put Death of PacMan though?
In PacMan, I think. Oh no, in PacMan, yeah.
That's what you mean. Yeah, because it should be the ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah, but technically, I suppose, focus-wise, PacMan is the main character. So anything that involves him is kind of directed on him, as it were.
Does anybody want to add the tests? I guess it's just copy and pasting the previous. Eat the coin.
Where's one where we do one where we eat him? Where we eat a ghost?
Must do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's in Ghost.
That'll be in Ghost, won't it? Ghost. It should be Ghost.
It's because the ghost goes home after the PacMan eats him. So that is actually what the ghost is doing, right? Even though it's a similar scenario, this is like the PacMan.
Listen, where is it? 333.
I don't know.
You could even have scoring tests, couldn't you? The score increases after you eat a pill.
Yeah.
The score increases after you eat a coin.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's part of that event, really, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, if we were doing like, given, when, then, you'd have multiple thens, wouldn't you? You'd have one, which is, then the score goes up.
Yes.
Yeah. We probably need to copy this whole test, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And put it where? In PacMan.
Yeah, in PacMan.
Yeah.
Are we going to eat all 4 ghosts in one test?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All 4 ghosts in one test? Why?
Yeah.
One?
Just score multiplier.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah. Well, I guess we should really create a theory and just pass in the number of how many ghosts we want to create and how many we want to eat. Because we can just create loads of ghosts next to each other and just go eat.
Yeah, we can do them standing still, can't we?
Yeah.
Can
we do them standing still, actually? Because if you eat them when standing still, then they go straight home. So home would be where they stood still. So you'd have to move them.
No,
Right.
don't we give them a start location and a home, don't we? Oh no, they've got a scatter
We
target.
do ghost.
No, this is just where they start. So the first initial is their start, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we do a loop inside?
Yeah, well, that's what I said. That we could just put in a theory, and then we could just put in 1 ghost, 2 ghosts, 3 ghosts, 4 ghosts, and say the score should be this, 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 this. So it's just a theory. But I guess we should just write 1 for 1 ghost to start off with, and then we can extend it, maybe.
Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can put all 4 ghosts in the same square.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you can put them all on the same square and just eat them all at once. Technically, yeah. It's great to do that.
Have we got a standing still strategy?
Yeah.
Is it ghost standing?
But I don't think you can make them stand still because.
Yeah. No, don't we just want to set them off in a line, like a horizontal line, and then we stand at one end of that line, or 4 spaces away. Then we tick 4 times, and then we start eating them, and then they just return back to their original spaces, won't they?
Yeah, we've got to walk over a power pill as well.
Yeah.
I think there is a test like that though. I'm pretty sure there's in the ghost test. I think there is one what ghosts go home after colliding with PacMan after eating pills. So this one, these ones are all going right. Oh, no, we don't eat them. Do we eat them? Yeah, we must eat them.
We've got a test where we eat 2 in 1 square, but that's it, I think.
The edible ghost becomes not edible after being eaten. And these are go right. Yeah, so these are going right.
What was the ghost goes home one that you just said? Further up.
No, because it's going to be more like this one, isn't it? Because this one's saying it's edible. It goes home. So the home location is not where we're going to go bump into them again. So it's left. So the ghost is left of PacMan and we turn left. Yeah, so we're running into the ghosts while they're going right. So they're going right, the ghosts. The PacMan's going left, and it's got like PacMan, pill, ghost, ghost, ghost. And we just run into the ghosts.
Are we going to cert after each ghost?
No, I just do them all at once, but I do it as a theory. So we just pass it one. We pass it 1 ghost.
In which case, can't put them on top of each other.
Yeah, we could put them on top of each other instead. Yeah. So I think it's this test identical, with the location just being exactly the same. So it's just the start location of 1 is the norm. So I think we can copy this test. I think we should copy this test. This one.
I'm going to go for that one instead.
And then splat it over this one. And then I think this should be a
theory. Get 1 ghost start. Having location left, left. No, it'll have to be left, left, left still, won't it?
200, 400.
Get rid of that one. I'll put my loop back in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me pressing undo.
I was a bit confused then. I was like, why is it?
I'm looking at mine and thinking, why is it not going?
Yeah, enough. Oh, let's just put 5 ghosts in for the lols. Because why not? Just to prove they can. Yeah.
We might have to do total score rather than last score, because we won't know how much is increased on that go.
Well, this one's fine because it should start off with nothing. Well, no, technically it'll eat a power pill, which gives you a score.
Yeah, that's 50.
Whether we can tick, and then we tick again. So if we could like score before ghosts equals game.score, and then we can literally just plus that to game.score should be.
We don't need a time tick, do we? We just need a normal tick.
Yeah, it's normal tick's fine. That puts the time in anyway, so it just puts in daytime.now.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, it's not going to work though, is it? We need to pass in like 200, 600.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We do pass 200, 600. 200,
Pass 200, 400.
Why 200, 600? What, 600?
We need the running total. Because we're going to increment by the whole lot at once.
You get 200.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that'd be 600.
So we're doing the total score then, aren't we?
Yeah.
What's this one?
That'd be
600.
800 plus 600.
That's 1400.
1400 plus that's 3000.
Yeah.
1,200.
6,200.
Yeah, that's it.
Whew. That's just hard.
Hard on a Friday night.
What do we?
So yeah, all the ghosts.
Well, we did that just to kind of
Establish that they're moving, but we know they're moving now, don't we?
Yeah, this should work anyway, so it should just work this one.
There's been too many other tests to know that it works.
The thing is, we could use these. Where is this implemented?
That's just a little helper you have to just paste in the bottom of the class.
Yeah, but we could actually create this as a static, and then we could just like pull these in.
Yeah.
So we could actually have static helpers, and then we wouldn't even need to. We could just pull it in with the static using or something.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
If we want to do that, is this a ghost one? Yes, this is a ghost one. So we could. I need to write class. They call things helpers.
Yeah. There's a PacMan one as well, so you might want to call it something else.
Then you can just
top
here we expect using blah dot. How do you static? How do you implement these? I can't remember. What is static using? This just looks fun. Let me Google it.
I've got some code that does it somewhere.
Do you have to have a fully qualified name? Oh, there you go. There.
Yeah, using static. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Put that one
in.
Yeah, there's a separate overload for the PacMan one, you see.
They should be at cell location.
That's fine. That should be just that goes right. And then we just need there's a
up left, shouldn't they? Because they're dead. Is that their what's their home location?
That's where go start is home location.
Okay, so they're going to go back to that location.
Let's find PacMan one.
I've done it. That's right.
Who did that?
Left.
Oh.
1, 2 ticks. I'm thinking only 2 ticks.
Yes, that's right. I think that's okay.
Then they're going to go like that. That's one. Right, so the first tick, they're going to end up like that. The second tick, they're going to cross or eat or whatever. We don't want to tick again because PacMan will be on their home location. Yeah.
Yeah, shall we run the test?
Hang on, go start. Right, isn't. They should be back at go start. Oh no, hang on.
Well, PacMan's in the wrong place. We're coming to this. PacMan should have gone left.
Right, start again.
No, because we don't want to tick it twice. We only want to tick once there, and then we want to tick afterwards.
Oh, and you.
Wait a minute. Yeah, there. So the PacMan's gone left after ticking once. The ghost gone right after ticking one. We tick again. We assume that the PacMan's gone left, and we don't really care where the ghost is at the moment because he's just been eaten. And we just checking the scores, like, right?
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's right. So the score is only 50 still. So they're all failing because the score is wrong now.
No reason.
So we need to go figure out.
We need to add 50 to our.
No, we're right.
No, we don't because
because you did that previously. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so we get the score.
Yep.
After the power bill.
Yeah. So.
Where's it going?
I think we're starting the state machine, don't we? Because we say when ghost collision.
We need to start a counter first.
We don't need a counter.
Count the number of
edible ghosts.
Yeah.
So this is how I worked it out. It's like if you have no edible ghosts and you eat the first one, then you get 200. One edible ghost left, 400, etc. And keep going down.
So we're going to put a new method on actions, are we?
Oh.
We're going to go for the total. Okay, yeah, go for the total. I see what you're doing there. Going for how many ghosts are still kicking around.
Same goes home, make.
Work it out rather than a counter.
Yeah.
Just increase.
So if we add a new line in there. Should be something like action dot increase score after eating ghost. What's your formula? Which way around your formula work? Is it? It's number of
how many edible?
Can you just
how many non-edible ghosts there's?
Just need to know which order to do these two lines in. So, do we increase the score first, or do we make it?
You make you don't. You increase the score first, then you eat the ghost.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you make the ghosts not edible. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we need there, isn't it? Oh no, we need the game. We need game as well, won't we?
Yes.
Because we need to be able to count the ghosts.
I feel like these actions should be just like eat ghost, and then on eat ghost you just send ghost home increment. I don't know if that's better than doing.
Yeah, you're kind of doing 3 different actions on one.
I don't know. Yeah.
You could chain the 3 actions together. Have one action called eat
Yeah.
and then chain the 3 functions.
I think that's fine as long as we don't put any if statements in the actions, because as soon as we start putting if statements in an action, it probably needs to be in the state machine. But for something like this, I think you're right.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah,
should we
we should-
get it working like this and then refactor it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, oh, I can't. I've got no control dot. Can you...
Yeah. Sure. Generate method. There you go. Mm.
Number of edit. Yeah.
Number of
Total not edible. Oh yeah.
Tot-
Okay. Yeah. Inedible. Oh, that is. Do we not expose?
Yeah, edibles should be there. ABLE, I think.
edible, that's right.
Yeah.
What was your formula? It was something to the power 2 to the
2 to the power of total not edible times by 200.
and then we on game state we can do game state.
How do you, oh, we already have an increment amount already.
Does that work?
Save all the files. Yes. We get 5 failing tests. So.
5 failing tests. That's a coincidence. We just added 5, haven't we?
Yeah, they're all failing. That's what it means. Oh,
600.
I've had 2.
Expected to get 3,050, but found 1,258. That's a bit random. Who's that?
Oh, it is.
Is that to the power? Is that the same as to power? A hat?
It's math.power, isn't it? That's a exclusive or something, isn't it?
I can't remember what that is. I've done that so many times and thought.
Yeah, no, it's exclusive or I think, or something like that.
Sure, I thought it was just to power up.
No, I've been caught out by that.
C sharp. What is it? C sharp hat.
Must be that bit. Oh, now we've got some casting issues.
It's ranges and indices.
No, there's something else as well.
Something else. Power. Exponent operator.
I'm sure it's XOR.
Well, that fix it. Oh, what's the hat there?
I think it's XOR, isn't it?
Hat.
Oh, how do we even get there?
It is. I'm sure it's bitwise something like that.
Yeah.
On an int though.
Bitwise XOR operator
Yeah.
is represented by the hat. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Does that include on ints then? So you can do.
yeah, you can do bitwise on ints.
Yeah.
Right, that's gone green.
That means it works.
Yeah, that's it.
Do we even need to run it to see?
No.
You should have confidence in your tests.
Yeah. It's sort of odd, isn't it, that you write a feature and then you don't actually need to play it.
And this is how you write code daily, right? You don't need to run the app every single time. You just keep writing tests and then you know it's going to work and you just push it out live.
Yeah. I normally do run it once before pushing it out live. So.
Score. See, I thought that one was actually, when I first read that, I thought that was going to be quite hard to increment score, but then I was like, oh, that's actually quite easy to work out.
I thought we're going to need some sort of counter, which means we're going to have another thing exposed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a nice little sort of logic to count the inedible ghost. Okay, go next. Oh, we've got looked like something's gone wrong on mine.
What's that for?
No, it's back again. When I pull the issue, refresh the issues page, I've got to look like something's gone wrong. In which case, finishing the ghosts off, move them randomly whilst frightened should be quite straightforward.
So when you say randomly, does that completely?
No, they're junctions. So same rules, but when we hit a junction, we just move them randomly instead.
Okay.
So technically, the strategy should do that automatically. All we need to do is pick. There's different ways we could do it. Because the strategy will always move them closest to a square, technically we could just randomly pick one of the 4 squares around the ghost and just return that as the target. And then it'll pick whichever is suitable.
Do we pick, is that 4 out the available?
Yeah. Well, no, if we do it with a target, because a target will already guide the ghost anyway, if we just randomly pick between up, down, left or right and just give that back to the target system.
Yeah, it won't be totally random though, will it? Because so if you're in a corridor,
yeah.
See, there's only 2 out of the 4 available moves.
Yeah.
Then because it always picks up first, it's going to favour. Well, it wouldn't. Yeah, if you're in a corridor, it's always going to favour one direction, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you're in a corridor, it's going to go in the direction that he's already going in.
Oh, okay. So it's only at a junction, right?
So it's only going to influence him when he hits a junction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can literally just let the targeting system choose the path by throwing it a random, almost throwing it a random cell to go to on every move. I think that'll work. And that way we don't have to write a test that says, are we at, we don't have to write a bit of code that says, are we at a junction? Now work out which ways we could go. Now pick one randomly.
Yeah.
You can just bobble around on every single move, and then when it gets to a junction, it'll rejig himself based on that basis.
Yeah.
How to test it?
You'd have to mock out random, wouldn't you?
Yeah. That's going to be harder to test than writing the code.
It's not quite random though. If you're at a T junction,
yeah,
and you pick one of 4 squares at random,
yeah,
so one of them isn't going to be valid. In which case, it then goes down that logic where we do
Which one is
whichever order it is in that enumeration, which means on a T-junction, one direction is 50% chance and the other two directions are 25% chance.
Yeah, if we hit a T-junction like that, if we pick behind,
yeah,
he's going to go up.
Yeah.
If we pick in front, he's probably going to go up again.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so there's two ways. There's two out of four is going to send him up
because he favours up.
Yeah.
I have a feeling the actual code, the proper code, does do that. It picks a direction at random. If it can go that way, it'll go that way. Otherwise, it uses the normal preference. Okay. I have a feeling it does. Although it will tend to go up. But that doesn't, to a certain extent, doesn't matter because every time it hits a junction, it's potentially moving again anyway.
Yeah.
It'll feel random.
Good job we don't write crypto functions.
Yeah.
So what's this scenario again?
When they're in frightened mode,
yeah,
they move randomly.
Okay.
But they can still only turn when they get to a junction.
Okay. What do they do at the moment then? Are they just?
They'll be in whichever, whether we're in chase or scatter.
They've just got a target at the moment.
Yeah. So if they were in chase when you ate a power pill, they'll stay in chase. If they're in scatter, they'll stay in scatter.
Yeah. Well, you could just change the whole strategy out, couldn't you? So you could just, when we change it down to be frightened.
Yeah, just swap it out.
We literally just swap the whole director strategy out to be random. And then this returns back a direction anyway.
Yeah, so from line 23 downwards, we just replace with a random out of available moves.
Yeah. Can they move back on themselves? No.
No. Not until.
Same rules, basically.
So no, in that case.
Yeah.
No. So they only can. So in theory, they can only move random if they can only have a choice of random
at a T junction.
At a T junction or like a cross section, right?
Yeah. Which is fine because that's it's same as that method then, isn't it? It's where the available moves is greater than 2 in effect.
Yeah.
Because that's what that method does after it removes the first one.
Yeah, what we're doing is in that on 25, we're just returning a random really.
Yeah. And we don't need line 23.
But we can do 20, we can make 25 random by returning a random possible direction. Sorry, returning a random target.
What?
So where we do a get location, if we return a random target, we will get a random move.
That won't work, will it? So if he...
I think we just pass in a new strategy. Because we do when we do a scatter anyway, we pass in a new direct to strategy, don't we? So
the strategy, what I'm saying is the strategy, the get location on this strategy can just return a random location based on the current location of the ghost.
I just have it as a technical different strategy or just random strategy.
Yeah, I think so.
And then that just returns back a bunch of random directions.
Yeah. Although it can, but we still got to analyze whether we can move.
Yeah, we can still do the other bit of the code above the first 20 odd lines of that strategy, of the direct to strategy.
Yeah, we could just reflect that in something else.
Well,
Or
no, I mean,
copy-
there's only 3 lines of code anyway, isn't it?
Copy and paste. Yeah. And do we need to mock out random?
Yeah, I think so, don't we?
I don't know. Can we just call it like 10 times and say it's kind of different? It gives us a bunch of stuff which is different each time.
Yeah, it's a bit of a chance one, though, isn't it? Technically, if we move them through 5 junctions, then
We could pass in a random seed, so we always get the same sequence.
But at the same time, we might as well just pass in random then, aren't we?
Yeah.
we could do a non-random random, where it just sequentially passes out left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, because it'll be scattered.
Or, I know,
because it's always going to be scattered amongst the ghosts, and they're all going to be at different distances to the next junction. So by sending a sequence, I think that would be indistinguishably random. Plus, we'd know exactly what was going on.
Because the random, what we're doing is just getting random direction. So with the random thing, what we have would be just a random direction picker, and then we just go say pick a random direction.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah,
that's not random.
I think that would be visibly random enough.
You'd have consistent gameplay.
Well, the thing is, the gameplay is consistent, which is why you can do a pattern.
Yeah.
Because it's not random.
Yeah, but that should give you the same each time then, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Bar the indiscrepancies in the timer.
Yeah.
And then we can test that because we just call it with a known tick counter.
Yeah.
I don't know, a bit of a nasty test, I don't know.
Makes test quite complicated, doesn't it?
Mm.
Because then you need to say tick 5 times, and then we're now in.
Not really, because if you don't put any walls around the ghosts, then at every move they get the option to move again. So we'll know the 5 moves they're going to do based on the tick counter. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so you wouldn't have to.
We'd probably have to run it, find out what it is. Number in, unless you want to work it out. Because there's always going to be 4 available moves if you don't put any walls in the way.
Well, you've removed your opposite one because you're not going to go back the way you've come, are you?
Yeah, there's always 3 in the way. So
yeah,
number 1 is going to be, the first move is going to be up. The second move is going to be down. The third move is going to be left. And we could actually probably repeat that as many times as we wanted, because we know he's technically going to do that.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because whilst he's doing that, another one's stolen the move, as it were. I'm not. You could use tick counter. The only thing about using tick counter is all the ghosts are going to try to. Well, no, it'd only be if they were at. Yes.
Oh, yeah, they're all going to do the same.
Well, no,
only at junctions, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that will work.
Yeah.
Turn the edible on for 50 seconds or something and see what they do. Yeah, I think that's a known.
I don't think it's that bad passing the thing.
Anyway, I'll delete that line because it certainly shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad actually just passing in like They're not a random, but like a random picker, and then you pass it the ones yourself. So you say, I want to randomly pick from up, down, and left, and it gives you up, for example, and that's your random.
Yeah, that's what that bit of code that David just did does really.
Yeah, well then I meant to do from the test if you actually.
Yeah, so then you can mock out your random picker, you mean?
Yeah. And because it's all passed into actions, we could pass into the actions the random picker, and then that come from the actual state machine, and then this has got stuff plumbed into the top of this anyway. So we just pass in. Oh, it could actually just be on game settings. On game settings, we just have a random picker, and then the actual implementation version of it is just the one where it actually uses like random underneath it. And the one just we can control with the tests.
Yeah. I mean, effectively, you're just mocking random out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to take long. It's getting quite late already. And I feel like we're in a good place to just like stop until next time.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, like we said, the
code, 10 o'clock.
Code is easy.
Yeah, the code is quite easy. I think testing it and passing all the things through of what we need to use is the more complicated part. Then just pretty much just because in theory we've got the same thing. But I think it should be a new strategy.
Yeah.
And I think it should be just a random direction strategy. Because then that just, and then that just takes in a random picker, a random direction picker, which you pass in the directions which you want to pick from.
The only thing is, going back to what I was saying about picking a random location rounding. If you do that, then the test, you don't need to test the randomness in the game because you're forcing the target location, because we can force the target location on each one, which almost means that bit doesn't even need to be tested because they already adhere to following, moving to target. So all we need to do is test the random bit that it does actually return us a number between however many moves we pass it.
But the ghosts at the moment actually pass in the directory strategy, and we actually create that here anyway.
Yeah. So if we did the director ghost scatter target.
Do you mean just testing this on its own? One of these?
Director ghost scatter target. Director ghost. Right, that's the one that goes to, yeah, because what we're doing, if we did a director random, all we're doing is...
No, because that wouldn't work, would it? Because it's director strategy. So if you say, go get me the... You go get the direction of which you want to go to, and then we're just ordering it based on that target.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, as it hits a junction, we just randomly pick. You want to go there, or you want to go there, or you want to go there, and then let the code just pick which way is the best way to go in that direction. Because that's.
But if you can't get that direction,
well, you can always get in a direction, because what it does is if he needs to go through the wall, what it will do is move them up or down. But it will always move him up if he has to go through the wall, because it will always move to whichever square is closest to his target. So
yeah, I get what you mean, but it feels like that just makes this. It makes the scenario more complicated than what it needs to be, I think, because I just go get all the available moves and say,
pick one at random.
And then you just need them 3 lines here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and then you need to.
Because then you don't need the rest of the complicated stuff about ordinate or anything else like that, or this bit, because you just, and then you could just mock that out in the test and say, picker, well, the picker expects these things, and he gives back the one we see just forward each time or something.
Yeah, I was just thinking in terms
And
of.
it could be, the picker could actually just pick whatever, yeah.
I was thinking in terms of testing it.
I think from testing it, I think that's still quite easy because we could just have it on the game settings. So game settings has, I don't know, the picker on it. So the picker what this game's using. And then when you actually do the action on the state machine, where are we?
Is there anything else we need a random number for, or is this the only thing?
This is it, I think.
So I don't think the thing what we abstract away should be the random number thing. I think it should just be say, here's three directions, then give me a direction. Yeah. I think if we mock out random, then it's a bit.
No, I agree. Especially if it's not used for anything else, then yeah.
Yeah, and then you make the picker an interface.
Yeah.
And create a mock picker so that we can then test the strategy with the mock picker.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't be testing the strategy. You just play the game. I would, and then you just expect the ghost to go in the the thing.
You'd inject the mock.
Yeah, but in the game, what I mean is put the strategy on and put a mocked picker into the strategy, and then play the game.
Yes. Yeah. Because the strategy is going to be created. I see the strategy is going to be created in Ghost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ghost
strategy.
So in here we're going to have a method what says. Well,
it's really that make editable method, isn't it? I think we probably need to rename that to. Because we've got set to edit. I think that should be frighten or something.
Yes. Yeah. And it does all the stuff inside it. So this would just create a new strategy, but it also take in the I picker and I direction picker or something, and then just pass it on to the strategy.
Yeah, and then apply a strategy to that.
I feel like it's a.
So then, we need to instantiate the game with a mocked I direction picker in at the start.
Yes.
Yes, but you can just go to the settings. It's part of the settings, isn't it?
Yeah.
So and the normal game settings would just.
They can all have the same mocked one.
Like we do with like this time to chase in seconds and stuff like that. We just put a new when we create it, we just put the default one on, which actually uses random under with it. And we could test that in isolation as well. We could just say new it up and keep calling it, and we expect a bunch of them all different.
Yeah.
I really want to do that. But yeah, I think that's the next thing we should start on. I should probably create an issue. Then we should pick that up in the first test the next time.
Yeah.
Sounds good. But yeah, I think we got pretty good.
Yeah, we closed off quite a few issues, didn't we?
Yeah. Do we got a ghost should move? Oh, we do have a ghost should move button, don't we? I'll just put some.
What we closed off today.
Add.
How's the chat thing meant to work in Twitch? Because messages seem to disappear from it.
No, so somebody's put like, looks great. Hey ho, how's it going?
I can't see that.
Yeah. Six people on. So add direction picker to or game settings. Random. What do we call them? This go strategy. Cool. Okay. I think we probably should leave it there.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. I'll probably schedule another one for Monday. I don't think anything's happening Monday. So
Yeah,
free.
bank holiday, but that's fine.
Oh yeah. I'm going probably nowhere. Like normal. I've heard like is it Scarborough or one of the beach locations near here have opened shops, but they're telling people not to go there during bank holiday. So they've opened all the ice cream shops and coffee shops or something, but they're saying don't come here. Like what? This thing's a bit silly. Cool. Well,
Yep,
I'll
okay.
see you next time.
Yep, see it.
Right, catch you later.
See ya.